Well, hey folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and look behind me. It's a different world than it was last week, just a few days ago when everything was yellow and beautiful. So I wanted to give you an update on how we're faring through our very first winter storm. Well, last week in the last video I had given you a preview of the weather forecast and what it was supposed to happen. We were supposed to get some colder temperatures and we were supposed to get a few inches of snow Monday, and well, it's still going on. We're actually not done with a winter storm. This weather pattern has stuck here for several days. We were expecting everything to clear out by Monday. Well, it's Wednesday and they're calling for more snow today, as you can see in the forecast. And this weekend, the temperatures are supposed to drop even more into the teens. So this is much more severe than we expected, I suppose. We are dealing with 20-degree temperatures right now. We haven't had the sun come out in days, which, you know, I mean, this is the kind of winter I'm used to growing up in Vermont. Everything's gray. You don't see the sun for a week or two at a time. But in Colorado, normally you would get your snowstorm and the sun comes back out and then everything melts. And then you can get back on with things. But so far, it's been, 4 days and we haven't had the sun yet, and it's not due out till next week. So I can tell you for sure that it's slowed our plans down. I'll show you. So right now on the ground, we've got about an inch of snow. Now, with that, really, we've had a lot more precipitation than that. The ground is still very warm. So even on the grass, you can see that it's not really accumulating a lot. The driveway tracks, we actually had snow in the last couple of hours, but the driveway was dirt this morning. But it did have a little bit of an ice glaze. We had freezing rain last night, so the roads are slippery. So walking up this way, I'll show you. So periodically, the snow will slide off the roof. I think it just actually slid off this backside right here, and that's why that snow is all loose on the ground. So periodically, the buildup of the snow will slide off, which, could be dangerous if you're right underneath it, but it just will periodically slide off. You can see some icicles forming on the dormer up there. But the weatherproofing does seem to be holding up. We're not getting a lot of dripping inside, a lot of dripping sounds as far as the snow leaking into the inside. And over here you can see on this side of the house the recent snowfall in the last couple of hours is still up there on the roof. So that could really slide down any time, and look where it falls, right on the steps and onto the water tank. That's where the snow's kind of been accumulating, sliding off the roof. So this week was the week we were supposed to be getting our roof on, and clearly that's not happening. I mean, no one's working in weather like this. Nobody's working in cold, precipitation like this, and we're going to have to wait till after the snowfall is done on Sunday, because more snow's coming the Saturday and Sunday night. And then the sun's coming back out next week, and the temperatures are going back up into the 40s and 50s, I think. But it's going to take a couple of days, I believe, to be able to melt all of this snow. So once we get the sun back out and everything dries out, then I think the roofers can come in and do the work, and hopefully they can get it done next week. So by the time our next precipitation event happens, whether it's rain or snow, we'll be officially 100% dried in. So that's put a huge damper on our progress. Brian's still trying to chip away at doing the electric inside, but we're trying to really spur things along and going for hiring folks to speed it up, because now that it's mid-October, we could get this kind of weather anytime. You could even get something like this in September or August, but we don't have any guarantees that winter is not going to be for the next 6 months. So we need to really get secure as far as our electricity and our water and our heat and all of that. So right now we're getting some quotes to get an electrician to help us finish the electric, and that way we can run more heaters. Because right now, with our heating situation, we can't really use the propane tank for long periods of time. It's too many fumes. It's not enough ventilation to safely use it. So we can warm up the house really quickly in 15 minutes, but it's not for prolonged use inside. And everyone has said that, and we understand that. So we're trying to supplement by using an electric heater, but we just don't have the electrical power right now to run that optimally. So we are looking at trying to get our electric, done and everything for to be able to sustain a good temperature inside. And also, the other thing we need to do is this is going to be dependent on when we get our well drilled, is to be able to hook up our hot water heater and run our radiant heat in the floor in the basement as well. So that's definitely another way that we'll be able to heat the home. And then also our wood stove. So once all of the chimney supplies come in, we can get that hooked up and get that going. And it might be that we end up putting that in the basement for now, because there's just not really a great way to heat the basement. So we're maintaining temperatures in the 50s inside, which isn't great, but with a lot of layers, it's doable for the time being. And by next week, everything's going to warm back up. We might be looking at seeking some shelter this weekend at a hotel, just because of those really, really low temperatures. And if the water does freeze in the tank or the sink or whatever, then we'll be stuck without water. So, we could get some gallons of water, but it's still just not going to be pleasant to be trying to heat with an electric heater when outside is, less than 20 degrees. So that's sort of our current update. Look how foggy it is. This is like the worst visibility I've ever seen here. It's a winter wonderland. All the trees have got the, snow on them. It's lightly snowing right now. Brian's has my car today because he's getting winter tires put on it with studs. So hopefully I'll have more traction to be able to get up the driveway here and get up the road. So this is where we're at, folks. We got stuck in the middle of winter right in the second week of October and just really weren't expecting that. Really thought it was going to just blow right through, but we're stuck in it, and we're just trying to do the best that we can. Meanwhile, someone is very, very excited about all of the snow. He loves it. Hopefully we can get back on track next week. We can bury our electric line. We really want to get that done and keep things moving along. But thanks for tuning in, folks. I just wanted to give you a quick update on sort of our status. I know you might have been wondering how we were faring through the winter weather and how the storm turned out. So we're in the middle of it. It's still going on. We're getting a lot more colder temperatures and more snowfall this weekend. Saturday's forecast is calling 3 to 5 inches at night. We weren't supposed to get any snow yesterday. We got 3 inches, but luckily everything's compacting. Nothing's really accumulating and building up. We haven't had to plow the driveway. Everything's been melting. And I know with this freeze over the weekend, the ground could get really hard. So, hopefully there's enough warmth underneath that it won't be frozen for too long and it'll melt. But it sure has made for greasy roads, really muddy. It's really nasty out there. And that little bit of freezing rain that we had wasn't too great either. But this is where we're at, folks. It's getting really foggy. And sometimes the fog rolls in. You can't even see past the house, past the grill. It's like you can't even see more than 20 feet. So I might be getting fogged in here before the end of this video, so I'll wrap it up. But thanks for checking in on us, and we'll keep you updated. We'll let you know what's happening this weekend, and hopefully, we'll get some good news, and we'll get some good fortune coming our way, and we'll get some more progress done, because it's definitely testing your resolve. Definitely testing our resolve to be sort of enduring this, and we're making the best of it, trying to keep spirits up. But it's definitely a tough go right now with being chilly inside and facing this weather that just keeps coming and coming. But there is sunlight at the end of the tunnel. Next week is full sun, 40 degrees, 45, 50 degrees for the rest of the week. So hopefully we can get a lot more progress done and get that roof on. And we'll see you next time, all right?